Warning, we do not cover up any form of swearing. Listener discretion advised.
Hello everyone, and welcome to the Agency Unknown. My name is Neon, along with my good friend Gray Raven, and today we got a story for y'all. So Gray Raven, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, so what I'm trying to look into in this crazy story, well, I think some of us can relate to it in some ways because it involves having to watch a kid.
Okay.
So here we go. Am I the asshole for refusing to bring my cousin to a megacon with me? Well, is that how you pronounce it? Mangas? Mangas.
Like, what do you mean? Like, can you spell it?
It sounds like it's an anime con. It's kind of like an anime con.
Okay.
So, well, must be a good reason for it. Let's see what it is.
I mean, basically almost every anime con that I've been to personally, there's always been some sort of age restriction. So let's hear the story and let's see what's going on.
Okay. I am 18F, and I've been going to AnimeCon pretty regularly for a few years. I usually go with my friends, and it's our little annual outing where we cosplay, have fun, and relax for a bit. This year especially, the next con I'm going to visit will be important for me because I value more my time with my friends since I see them less often because of college, and because I will try out a cosplay contest. I worked a lot for my costume. It took me hours of research and sewing. I'm going to go ahead and say this, big guys. I do get what she's saying because I've never been to a con, but I have spoke to people that were a part of cons. And what happens is a lot of times they would actually make their own costumes.
Yeah, the one anime con that I've been to, some people, whether they just, buy a shirt and say, oh, look, I'm repping my favorite anime or whatever. But some guys, they go all in. And I'm telling you, man, there's some of these costumes that I've seen that are spot on. And they put all their love and talent into that costume. So, yeah, I mean, all power to them, honestly, because they can be really freaking cool.
I'm going to ask you this one question. What character would you go as if you were going to an anime con?
Ooh, that's tough. But, because I don't really watch that much anime, even though I want to. But I'm going to just say a character from an anime that I have completed, and that's Sword Art Online. I love Sword Art Online. So, honestly, I'm probably going to go with hold on, I can't pronounce his name at the moment. Kirito, because he's the main character and everything. And honestly, it's, I understand that, SAO kind of has like that typical like it's not really liked in the community as much as some other animes for some reason. I guess because it's like all like anime cliches and stuff. But like, it was my first anime that I watched. I liked it. I enjoy it. So that's that's my answer.
Well, actually, that was one of the first animes I used to watch. That was actually the Japanese version. Mm-hmm. But originally, when I was a kid, the anime that I would watch was, of course, everybody knows and loves Dragon Ball Z.
God, Dragon Ball Z, man. It's such a classic, man. I wanted to get into Dragon Ball Z, but the problem is there were so many versions of Dragon Ball Z.
Well, there's not really versions. It's more like what happens is, like in the first one, it was just when he was a kid and then he grew up a bit. Mm-hmm. But then the second one, the next one was basically him having a son. Then the next one, if I remember right, is him basically having his granddaughter and like so on.
So basically, it's like a progression series.
Yeah, kind of like that. Okay, but for me, the character I would go as more though is my artist tricked me. I will admit that our artist tricked me into watching this one because she knew I love cooking. She tricked me with she tricked me with the anime to watch this anime show called Food Wars.
Food Wars. I want to check that out. That actually looks pretty decent.
Oh, it's actually was fun to watch. I had to watch it the whole. I watched the whole series. I watched it, and I would be as the. How do you pronounce his name? Chime off in the comments. Let me know how to pronounce his name correctly.
Yeah, I don't
want to bash it.
Yeah, I never seen it, so I can't really help you on it.
Yeah, but I'm gonna want to go as the red-headed main character as well. I'm a ginger, so I could fit it a little bit.
Good lord. Anyway, shall we continue before I start roasting your lineage?
Hey, I already roasted your midgetness already.
I'm normal size. Shut the hell up.
Yeah, normal size for a midget.
Shut up. 5'2". Shut the fuck up and just go with the story.
Okay. All right. But yeah, anyways, one thing I want to say, though, I can understand why they want to value their time with their friends, especially when in college. Because back when we were going to college, I was going to the college that was a little bit away. So we couldn't see each other a lot during that time.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I was in college, too. And, unfortunately, you're really the only one of my friends who I know actually went to college. And so, unfortunately, but I do have experience where all of my friends are across the country. Yeah. So I understand that feeling 100%.
Okay. Now, let's go back to the story. Because let's see if she was the asshole in this situation. However, when I saw my aunt yesterday, she told me, "Are you going to the X-Con OP? Leo, fake name, would like to go. Can you bring him?" Let me get this straight. I really don't want to bring Leo. He is a 13-year-old boy that I've seen maybe 3 times a year. Here is the following reasons why. 1, Leo and I are not close. I don't want to spend an entire day with him. 2, I want to spend time with my friends. 3, my friends and I don't want a kid in our group.
Makes sense.
4, yeah. 4, I will be in a cosplay contest, so I can't keep him with me. Okay. 5, since I'm 18 and he's 13, I will be responsible for watching him, which is a big no.
Mm-hmm.
I will say this. When I was 13, I really didn't need much supervision.
Yes, really same here, honestly.
Yeah. Even when I was visiting Minneapolis, I really did not need that much supervision.
Mm-hmm. But this is different though. Like you're gonna be in a enclosed space with lots of different types of people. And honestly,
Neon,
what?
Have you been to Minneapolis?
No, yeah, I mean I'm just saying like I'm not saying Minneapolis is any different, but I'm just saying like you're gonna be in an enclosed space with many different types of people, and I don't know this person's experience with crowds. As far as we know, the dude could have been sheltered his whole life and hasn't been to a hotel. We don't know. So, basically, I get what the OP is saying here. Because you can't babysit the entire time if you got stuff you want to do. It just ruins the fun.
No. Yeah, no. What would happen for me is if I have to babysit somebody when I'm out there, the person that is there, we need to find a way to take turns watching him so I could do my thing there, and so the other person could do their thing while we're watching them.
Mm-hmm. And another thing, too, I don't know if the story's complete yet, but like...
Oh, no, it's not yet. There's more.
All right, well, let's continue then before I continue.
Okay. 6, it won't be practical at all in regards to the plan I already established with my friends.
Which is basically
we like to get up. Yeah, we like to get up early to prepare our cosplay and be there when the con begins. Besides, we can be a bit chaotic in this setting, and it wouldn't be suitable for a 13-year-old boy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you got 18-year-olds groups being a little bit chaotic and all that.
Exactly.
And I'm not saying anything bad about that, but nah. And
no, I agree. Like a 13, like this is not a place for somebody that young. Like, it's
no.
just not.
And I'm not trying to shame like the anime community. I am not.
Mm-hmm.
But outfit wise and cosplay outfit wise,
Mm-hmm.
not fully appropriate for a 13-year-old.
Yeah, and
Especially when he's just going, he is at the age of puberty usually.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but there is a bunch of fucking weirdos at anime conventions, dude.
Yeah.
Like, you want to keep, like, there's a reason why they don't allow children there.
Yeah, that's why you got to be careful. And if you're gonna, yeah, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't bring him either. But anyways, I answered to my aunt the argument 2, 4, and 6, excluding the chaotic part. But she said that since Leo is my cousin, I should be trying to include him anyway because he really wants to go. I still refused, and she said I was being unfair, that bringing him is the nice thing to do, implying I'm an asshole if I refused. My grandparents and my uncle sided with her. My parents understand both sides and won't stand up for me. Am I the asshole for refusing to bring him? P.S. I want to add that my aunt and uncle can bring him. It would be just bothersome for them to actually spend the day in a con since megas don't really interest them.
So let me get this straight. You're basically saying we can go, but we don't want to, so here you go.
So they're pawning him off.
Basically.
That explains it. So now, I think the grandparents, I don't want to blame the grandparents too much because I don't think they fully understand. And grandparents, especially when they're in the grandparents in the 50s and all that, I'm not talking about from the 50s, I mean in their 50s.
We get it, yeah.
And above. They don't really get it that much.
Mm-hmm. And not only that, but like, anime cons, video game cons, stuff like that are kind of a newer thing in a way. Like, they didn't necessarily have that stuff like we do. So
back then, the closest thing to a con for them back then was church. I had to.
No.
What?
No, I'm not going there. Oh.
I did, and I'm going with it.
No,
God. I'm not wrong. Because think about it. Hear me out. Hear me why I made that comparison, okay? Hear me out. You're going to a place where there's a lot of people with the same interest.
Mm-hmm.
A large crowd, and you're listening to a speaker. And there's other people there, and sometimes there's people that are trying to sell some stuff there, too.
True.
I mean, that's pretty close to a church.
In a way, yeah, but anyway.
I'm not saying they are fully the same. I'm just saying
getting back before you get yourself fucking destroyed in the comments.
I know. I just think I think the people are gonna laugh at it and just say, "True."
Sure, but my thing here is that this is the classic we don't want to deal with him kind of situation. Like, so
they don't want to be parents.
I wouldn't say don't want to be parents, but I would say, but just, it's like, if your kid wants to go. Like, I mean, you don't have to like everything that your kid does. Like, I can't think of a personal, like example, so I'm just gonna say something like this. Like, when, let's say you're going to, like, a toddler show. Like, whether it be, like, a Wiggles concert or whatever, right?
I'm going just for my kids.
Do you really want to go, or do you want to go for your kids?
I would never go there for myself.
Exactly. So, in my opinion,
for two reasons. Two reasons.
What?
It would be weird just for a grown-ass man going there on his own.
Yeah.
Good point. Two, I would just do it for my kids because I've never been a fan of the Wiggles ever.
Oh, yeah, I mean, that too. But, like, I mean, it's like you are the adult figure here. You sometimes have to take a loss. You know what I mean? Like,
well,
So, in my opinion, the OP is not the asshole here for saying no, because this has been planned for God knows how long with her friend group.
If
So,
I had to keep going, I'm
yeah,
listening.
so like, in my opinion, the people who are pawning him off to her are the assholes here because they don't want to put in the extra effort to make the kid happy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not blaming the grandparents. I don't think the grandparents are assholes, but I just think it's more like they don't understand.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they kind of get the setting that much.
I guess.
But you want to know who was also the asshole in this situation?
But
The OP's parents.
that's true.
Because they understand both sides, but they're not standing up for her.
Exactly.
If that was my kid, I would be standing up to them right on the spot, and I would even tell them, you know what? If you see him there, call CPS on him. I don't care. Don't.
What?
Basically, I'll tell her to call child service on her own aunt and uncle.
That doesn't make any logical sense.
They abandoned a kid at a Comic-Con that could be possibly dangerous.
True.
Child endangerment.
True, but at the same time,
I'm just probably being a little dramatic.
yeah, a little bit, yeah.
But you get my point. I'm saying I would have stood up to her.
Yeah.
I would have stood up for her.
I would have as well.
Yeah.
Because, if the parents know how much this means to this individual, you would understand that, this little kid wants to go too.
Well,
but
then, if I was the kid's parent, I would have gone because it's my kid. If he likes that stuff,
exactly,
I want to show support. I want to show support for him.
When I was at that convention years ago, you would not believe how many parents I've seen with kids.
Oh God,
it's a lot actually.
Oh yeah. For me, back when I worked in retail, jeez, the Karens there, even before it became a trend,
Where did you get Karens out of that?
Because you just said Karens and their kids.
No, I said parents and their kids.
Oh, I thought you said Karens, but
no,
Karens too. You gotta admit Karens too.
Yeah, well, Karens just ruin shit, but I'm pretty sure that's another story for another day.
Yep. Technically, the aunt is a Karen.
No, I wouldn't say the aunt is a Karen. I would just say the aunt just doesn't want to put in any effort.
That's a Karen. She doesn't want to put any efforts with her kids. The Karens will just pawn their kids off to anybody just out of the case of inconvenience them.
I suppose.
At least that's the story. That's the stories at least I read about some Karens.
I don't know. Like I said, when it comes down to it, sometimes you just got to do stuff you don't want to do to make your kid happy.
Yeah, so for me, I remember my parents would do stuff that they didn't like, but they did for us, me and my brothers.
Exactly, and who knows? You may not be into it, but maybe you'll find something that you get interested in there. There's a lot more to conventions than just what's advertised.
Yeah, well, knowing how usually things work, people try to sexualize it too much.
Unfortunately, yeah, you're true. That's true, but typically typically you can see that stuff from a mile away and avoid it. So
yeah, but anyways, OP's not the asshole in this situation.
No,
she's playing this, and also it's not just her that the aunt needs to get permission from. It's the friends,
exactly, because
they're the ones that planned this too. So it's kind of when you plan it as a group, all the group has to have a say in this matter. So, and guess what? I don't know how many friends there are, but let's say it was 4, including the OP. It's 5-1.
Exactly.
So, no, he's not going.
I agree.
So OP, you're not the asshole. And Leo, I'm sorry, you have shitty parents.
Maybe when he turns 18, and has a few buddies that into that stuff, go then.
Yeah. Yep. Okay. Well, that's an episode of Agency Unknown, everybody. And now, Neon, you got something to say?
Not really at the moment. I mean, basically, for parting shot is, sometimes you got to make sacrifices for your kids. Just suck it up and do it.
Yeah. And If your kids want to go to a Wiggles concert, just take them to a Wiggles concert.
Mm-hmm. You can plan that hardcore Bring Me the Horizon concert later in the year. All right.
Yeah.
Get your man.
All right. Thank you, Yeah, go to a gun range to get your manhood back or something afterwards.
That works.
Well, that's my go-to.
Whatever works.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And remember, you guys are the new agents of the unknown.